Welcome to Reggie Sports Talk. I'm your host, RJ Kruger. Today we are going to get ready for one of the best Sundays of the year, Super Bowl Sunday. The Chiefs will take on the Buccaneers. For the first time, a team playing in the Super Bowl will be hosting a Super Bowl because the Super Bowl is in Tampa Bay this year. Will this help the Buccaneers, or will the Chiefs be able to put 250 yards in the first quarter again? Let's ask my guest. Tonight, my guest is the man who helped make Reggie Sports Talk what it is today. He was my first guest ever, and in that video, you heard his voice, but now you get to see his face. And if you go to Elmhurst or you've seen Elmhurst's advertisement, you've seen his face before, because this man is the face of Elmhurst and helps run the school. So let's hear his predictions. I give you Chris Binder. How you doing there, Chris?
Reggie, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm doing good, man. I'm glad to be here. I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. So, Chris, today I was looking at some betting websites, seeing like what people are saying to get ready for this, and I actually found some funny bets that are out there for the Super Bowl today. I'm going to ask you about some of these and see what you think. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, go ahead.
All
Hit me.
right.
I'm ready.
So the first one I saw is that the national anthem is being sung by Jasmine Sullivan and Eric Church. And there's an over-under on if the anthem will be over or under a minute and 59 seconds. What do you think about that one, Chris?
I don't know, man. I think when you got a duet, you got two people kind of working off each other. It allows for more creativity. Might be some more runs. I'm a big Eric Church fan. I like Eric Church. I think he's put out some good tunes. So I'm excited to hear that he's singing. I'm gonna have to go with the over for this one. You know, I feel like they're really gonna make it an event out of the event. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did a little bit of research because I personally didn't know who Jasmine Sullivan was. And apparently the last time she sang the anthem, it was almost under a minute. So with adding Eric Church, I don't know if they'll be over 2 minutes then. So I'm going to have to hammer the under on that one. I think it'll be under a minute 59.
All right. I respect that.
All right. Well, the second bet that you can make is during the halftime show, The Weeknd will be doing it, and he's put a lot of money into this. So the over-under is on if he'll have 0.5 costume change. So they're wondering if he'll change his costume at least once. What do you think of this, Chris?
Well, dude, I saw they've been advertising this thing like crazy for him in the halftime show. And I did see that, he poured a ton of money of his own personal funds into the actual show. So I think there's got to be at least one, at least one costume change. Typically those artists, they do probably like 4 or 5 songs. And I'd imagine that he'll be, his songs, they vary and, be an upbeat, slow song. So I think he's going to switch it up a little bit. What do you think?
I think so too. I don't know the last time we've seen a Super Bowl performance where they haven't changed their costume. I don't know if that's because of COVID, they're thinking he won't have time or the ability to or what, but I honestly think with how much he's put into this that he will change his costume at least once.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So the last question for you, you being the coaching minor and next high school coach all-star, I want to hear your opinion on this one. What color do you think the Gatorade bath will be that's dumped on the winning coach? Surprisingly, red has never been an option in the Super Bowl. Will these two teams who have red in their color finally use red? What do you think?
That's true. I didn't think about it like that. Both of them have red as pretty much their main dominant color. But I feel like yellow is just the OG, like yellow's classic. I think it was like one of the original flavors. So I'm gonna go with yellow.
Yellow. I got orange. I don't know why.
Orange is another one.
That's I just think of orange when I think of the Gatorade bath by the coach. I just see orange.
That was my second option I was gonna go with.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to make those bets, those are out there. Don't take what we said for granted because we ain't covering anything if we're wrong.
You're right. We're not at all.
But if you want to make those bets, they're out there for you to be able to make, people. So go ahead and do it. So getting out into the gameplay here, Chris, I want to hear what you think. Right off the bat, I'm just going to ask you, who wins the Super Bowl and by how many points?
RJ, I've been getting this question lately, talking to coworkers and teammates and friends and everyone. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a big Patriots fan. So Tom Brady, I'm glad to see him, making something for himself down there in Tampa. But dude, I just don't know if their defense can keep up with the Chiefs offense. The Chiefs offense, they can find almost any way to exploit how you're trying to defend them, right? If you try and, double cover one of their receivers, they're just going to run the ball on you and they're going to exploit whatever it is you try and do to compensate for their strengths. So, gosh, I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means because Tampa's defense, I think they can keep up, but I think that it's going to get to a point where Chiefs offense is just going to keep putting up points. So, oh gosh, final score, I'm going to have to say 35-24 Chiefs.
All right. So I think the Chiefs will win this game. The reason for that is just in the first game that they played, the Chiefs looked so good. Tyreek Hill had almost 250 yards himself in the first quarter and like 2 or 3 touchdowns. So cover Tyreek Hill all you want, but then Travis Kelce will just explode on you. Mecole Hardman will just explode on you. The Chiefs just have too many weapons, like you said, that you can't double cover everyone. Because then what? Patrick Mahomes will run for 30, 40 yards on you every play. So I think the Chiefs will win this game. I think last game it got closer in the end than it needed to because Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense honestly just got bored. They were up by so much in the first quarter. They were using so many plays. It just got to a point where they were like, we need to preserve rest and not have any injuries. So we're not going to go at our top pace. So they probably slowed it down a bit. And I think in this game, they won't be slowing it down a bit and they'll just keep hammering it on. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I think that the Chiefs win this game 43-34. I have the weird score because my Super Bowl squares are Chiefs 43 or Chiefs 3 and the Bucks 4. And I want that money. So the Chiefs better win 3 by 3 in the ones position and 4. And the Bucks better have 4 in the ones position. I don't care in what quarter it is, but let's have my Super Bowl squares hit. Let's do it.
Dude, that would be sweet. I've never done squares before, but yeah, if your squares could hit, that'd be huge.
It would be huge. All right. So we both think the Chiefs will win, but who do you think will have the more total offense in the game?
Gosh, that's a good question. Because the Chiefs, right? We're talking offensive play.
I'm talking yards.
Just yards? Okay.
Yards.
Gosh, I don't know, because Tom's gonna try airing it out, and especially if they're down by a touchdown or 2, or more than a touchdown, he's gonna really try and air the ball out, and he can make magic happen. But dude, the Chiefs, their offense, they just have so many ways to exploit you. And the thing is they're not out there for long, right? They have the ability to go out there and put up points like that, with their play calling. And I think if the Tampa's defense isn't ready, they're just gonna kind of roll on them. So I really hope Tampa's defense is getting ready.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think the Chiefs will have more offense of yards in the game. I'm putting the Chiefs at about 435 yards of total offense to 330. I think the Chiefs will throw for 325 yards and rush for 110. I put them at rushing for 110 because I don't know if Clyde Edwards-Helaire will be at 100%, and Le'Veon Bell hasn't really been as explosive as he's been in the past. So I just put him at 110 because I figured between Mahomes scrambling when he needs to, Edwards-Helaire and Bell, that they could get at least 100 rushing yards. And with the Buccaneers, I have them at 200 yards for throwing. I know they have Gronk. I know they have Brown. I know they have Evans. I know they have Godwin. I know they have that Scotty Miller guy. But I don't know. I just think something is going to happen. A lot besides Gronk, no one else on their receiving core has been to a Super Bowl before. So how will those guys play when everyone on the Chiefs had just been on a Super Bowl last year, basically? And that's why I think they'll rush for 130 yards because Leonard Fournette has played big games in the playoffs before. And I think Ronald Jones is not someone who's going to be taken lightly either, and he'll run over some people and get some yards.
Well, the thing is, too, Tampa, right? They don't really have the ability to scramble, right? Tom's not going to run out there. And I mean, if the game's on the line, he's going to do what he needs to do, but he's not going to take off and run for, 20, 25 yards like Pat can. So.
Yeah. Speaking of running and offense, how many total touchdowns do you think there will be in this game?
Total touchdowns between both teams?
Between both teams, offense and defense, special teams.
Gosh. Well, I'd have to go with at least 8 to 10. What are you feeling? What are you thinking?
I have it at 10. I just added my scores up and divided it by 7. And
yeah, that's what I was kind of doing in my head. I was like, yeah, I mean, with my score prediction, they got to put up at least 8 to 10 between everyone. Special teams, don't sleep on special teams, man. Special teams win the championships.
Yeah. Look at the Saints a couple years ago, kicking that onside kick and recovering it. That switched the momentum of that game. Special teams can win or lose you a Super Bowl.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So let's look at a little bit of the defensive matchup. We both think this will be an offensive matchup, but will the defense totally get blown out? How many interceptions will Patrick Mahomes throw in this game?
Gosh, I think he's going to be good for at least one. All right, Tampa's ready. There's no doubt in my mind that they're doing everything they can. I think that Tampa's got a great pass rush with Ndamukong Suh in there, right? They got Jason Pierre-Paul, right? He's been playing real well. So I think they're going to put pressure on him, and when he can't take off, he's going to chuck some balls up. One of them's bound to get picked. So I'd say he throws one.
I think he throws 2. The reasoning for that is I think he threw about 2 or 3 last year in the Super Bowl. And we saw a good pass rush in Nick Bosa, and I think it was DeForest Buckner was on the teams there, and Quan Alexander at the 49ers. Get to Mahomes, get pressure in a secondary, be able to pick him off. I know that Tampa secondary is not as good as Richard Sherman and the other guys who.
Oh man, Sherman was the guy.
But I still think that they can at least get 2 interceptions out of him because I think their pressure might be a little bit better than what the 49ers had last year. And if you use that same game plan, I think he'll still throw 2 interceptions.
Yeah, I could see it for sure.
What about your boy Brady? How many will he throw?
Oh man, I don't know. I feel bad because I was always saying never bet against the golden boy. So I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out and makes some magic happen. But I think he'll be good for at least, I think, two from him. Right. I think that there's just going to be a lot of offensive play. I think they're going to try some new things, maybe, right? Try and throw off the other team's defense. So I think that, 2 of them are bound to get picked. At what point in the game? I don't know. Time will tell.
Yeah, I agree with you. I said about 2 to 3. We saw him throw 3 against the Packers, but the Packers only got 6 points off of them. I think the Chiefs' offense is someone that can capitalize on 3 interceptions, and that's why 2 to 3 interceptions, which is why I think the game will be the score that it is. I think Brady definitely will throw 2 or 3, and that will give the Chiefs more opportunities to score, which is why Brady will lose this game by double digits. Because unlike the Packers, they won't get 6 points on 3 interceptions. That's just not the Chiefs' way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I totally agree.
So whose defense will be more productive in this game?
Yeah, dude. I feel like it's really going to come down to, whose defense can be more dominant against two very good offenses. Now, I know enough about Tampa's defense, but I'd love to hear your take on the Chiefs' defense and just kind of where you're at with them.
I honestly think the Chiefs' defense will be more productive. I think they surprise a lot of people. They got Chris Jones, who's really good at getting to the pass rush. He likes to go through the center, and I know the Bucs center got injured during the middle of the season, so they do have a backup center. And I really like Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, in the secondary. I honestly think the Buccaneers might get more sacks than the Chiefs, but I think the Chiefs will have more interceptions. And I don't know why this is coming to my brain, but I think Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, will get a pick 6 in this game.
Okay.
So that's why I think the Chiefs defense will be more productive, because they will have a score where I don't think the Buccaneers defense will get a score.
Yeah, I can't see the Bucs defense, really getting a score unless something crazy happens, like a fumble recovery, touchdown kind of deal. I feel like Tampa's going to be, their defense is going to be playing on their heels a little bit to start. And how long that lasts, I don't know.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting. I don't know how many people on Tampa besides JPP on their defense has played in a Super Bowl before either, because he was on the Lions beforehand. I don't think he played in a Super Bowl. Maybe when he was on the Rams, he was on that Super Bowl team in 2018. I'm not sure.
Jason Pierre-Paul, you're saying?
Oh, Adonican Sue.
Oh, yeah. I don't think he's been to one.
I think he played for the Rams in 2018. I'm not 100% sure, but still only 2 or 3 people on their defense compared to,
I think you're right. Yeah.
most of the Chiefs defense playing in a Super Bowl too. I'm just worried about the Buccaneers being at their home stadium with all these big lights in the Super Bowl and just not being able to come out and perform right away, because all these guys are young besides Brady and Gronk and haven't been to Super Bowls before. And I think the Chiefs will be ready to capitalize on that, because they were all just in the Super Bowl last year, and they know the big lights, they know the big stage, and they will be ready for it.
Yeah, I think that experience with stuff like that, plays a bigger factor than a lot of people think.
Yeah.
And when you got somebody coming in with the potential opportunity to win back to back, it's just, I don't know, they have a chip on their shoulder. They've been there before. So yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah. Well, Chris, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for having me. I always love, featuring on here and liking to talk sports with you for a bit. So.
Oh, yeah. Thank you all for joining us tonight on Reggie Sports Talk. I've been your host, RJ Kruger. This has been your guest, Chris Binder. Thank you for joining us. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl this year? What color will be the Gatorade dumped on the coach? What are your Super Bowl square numbers? Let us know in the comments down below. If you like this video, please share it and give it a like. I hope you all had a great week and are ready for the Super Bowl, and we'll see you next time.